I'm Hayden Paget. I'm the chairman of the Young Republican National Federation and a proud son of the great state of Texas. More importantly, I'm a husband and the father of two wonderful children who are under 2 years old. This election, I'll be fighting to build a better country for them, my kids. America has always been a place where the promise of tomorrow is brighter than the trials of today. But for young Americans, that future is diminishing as quickly as, well, Biden's cognitive ability. In 2 years, America will celebrate her 250th birthday. But for Americans celebrating their 25th birthday now, they see a future where their dreams are increasingly out of reach. The rising cost of education keeps us in debt. The rising price of groceries and fuel keeps us living one paycheck to the next. The rising cost of childcare keeps us from starting our own families, and the rising cost of rent keeps us from owning our own home. But we know that life can be better, that our lives can be more than making ends meet. Because it was better under Donald Trump. Making America great again means making groceries and gas affordable again, making education an investment and not a burden again, and making home ownership possible again. We just celebrated our Independence Day, where we were reminded that our founders did not promise us happiness, but the right to pursue it. The Biden-Harris economy has taken that all away from us. And this election, the young Republicans will be fighting to make the economy great again. We will help to throw Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and their legacies into the trash heap of history, and we will elect Donald Trump, a man whom grace and grit have saved for our time. And Senator JD Vance, the first young Republican who will be elected Vice President of these United States in almost 70 years. And together, we will restore the American dream for young Americans. I owe it to my children, just as we all owe it to our future, to make America great again. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Chief Executive Officer of the Republican Jewish Coalition, Mr. Matt Brooks.
Hello, Milwaukee! Let me hear you cheer if you support Israel. Proudly and loudly stand with Israel. This election is a critical moment for the American Jewish community and for Israel. This is our chance to continue the incredible pro-Israel legacy of the most pro-Israel president in history, Donald J. Trump. President Trump, among his many accomplishments, many of which they said couldn't be done, but he did it. He moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. They said it couldn't be done, but he weakened the Iranian regime. They said it couldn't be done, but he delivered the historic Abraham Accords, bringing us closer to peace in the Middle East. With President Trump, we will repair and rebuild the U.S.-Israel relationship that has deteriorated after 4 disastrous years under President Biden. Now, today, 9 months after the historic Hamas attacks, shockingly, President Biden is still withholding critical arms that Israel needs to defend itself. Boo. America must stand with Israel and against the terrorists, especially Iran. We must stand with the Israeli people. Now, my message here today to the Jewish community is clear. There is only one pro-Israel party, and it's the Republican Party. And here at home, under Donald Trump, we will put a stop to the rising tide of anti-Semitism. President Trump will bring back law and order so that American Jews can once again wear a kippah and walk the streets without fear. President Trump will stop the mobs on the college campuses so Jewish students feel safe when they go to class. The Jewish community is ready to help elect Donald Trump and JD Vance. The Jewish vote continues to increase for Republicans year after year, and I promise you 2024 will be no different. So let me ask all of you, who will best stand up to the Hamas sympathizers and the squad? Donald Trump! Who will best stand with Israel? Donald Trump. Who will make sure Jews feel safe and secure? Thank you, RNC, for the opportunity to speak today, and thank you, President Trump, for your commitment to elevating Jewish American voices. Together, unified, we will win. Am Yisrael Chai!
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome former White House Chief of Staff to Donald J. Trump, Reince Priebus.
As a longtime Badger, let me say, welcome to Wisconsin. Partners throughout the city of Milwaukee and state of Wisconsin have been preparing behind the scenes for over 2 years to make this convention a reality. I couldn't be more appreciative of everyone who helped make this happen. Milwaukee is a world-class city, and Wisconsinites are some of the kindest people you'll ever meet. While you're here, make sure you experience the beautiful beaches of Lake Michigan. Order a basket of cheese curds, please. And I know you're all going to have a few beers while you're here, right? As the former chair of the Wisconsin GOP and chair of the Republican National Committee, I know firsthand that Wisconsin is the nation's premier battleground state. There's no better place to hold the GOP convention than right here in Wisconsin. And in November, you'll see Wisconsin stand with Donald Trump, and we will help send him back to the White House. I want to say and begin by saying my prayers are with the victims of the shooting in Pennsylvania, and our prayers are with President Trump. As White House Chief of Staff, I saw him right the ship after 8 years of Democrat failed policies, and I'm confident he'll do it again once more. Yet again, Democrat failures of the last 4 years have left many Americans feeling hopeless, unheard, and hurting. But when Donald Trump tells you what he'll do on the campaign trail, well, look out, because he will deliver when he walks into that Oval Office. Let's remember, while president, he decided to drill, baby, drill. He shut down the border. He confronted China head-on, made Europe pitch in on NATO, lowered taxes, put conservatives on the Supreme Court, and he defeated ISIS. Republicans can turn the tide in the United States and make America great again. We, together here, the Wisconsin GOP, we can make Wisconsin red again in 2024 and send Donald Trump back to the White House. Let's stand united as Republicans. Let's stand united as Americans. Let's make America one again. Let's get to work expanding our majority in the House and taking back the Senate, and let's re-elect Donald Trump president. Thank you, and God bless you.
Hello, everyone, and hello, Wisconsin. Good evening. I am James Crawford, the chairman of the Forest County Potawatomi community. I'd like to welcome all of you to not only Milwaukee, but also to an area of the state that is part of the homeland of the Potawatomi people. Milwaukee is a particularly special place for Potawatomi. It was once home to several Potawatomi villages, including a village close to where we sit today. Our ancestors occupied these lands for hundreds of years, fishing area rivers and lakes, hunting the land, tapping maple tree groves for sugar, and harvesting crops in fields each fall. The Potawatomi connection to Milwaukee continues. Today, our tribe is part of what makes Milwaukee a great place to live and work. And while we are best known for entertainment and tourism, our tribe is also a part of the fabric of this community through our construction, technology, and real estate business ventures, and the charitable work our foundation does with community nonprofits. Thank you. Potawatomi are just one of 11 tribes in Wisconsin and one of 574 in the United States. Even though each tribe is unique with their own histories, cultures, and distinct challenges and opportunities, the tribes still share many commonalities, especially a desire and need to keep our people safe. And right now, Native people are facing real threats to ensure our safety. The growing use and abuse of illegal drugs are claiming countless lives on reservations across this country. And Native American women and girls continue to be exploited, trafficked, and subjected to violence at reprehensible levels. So tonight's theme, Make America Safe Again, is especially important for us. I look forward to working with everyone here to make America safe again. To help us preserve, protect, and enhance our future generations. Miigwech, and God bless America.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome businessman Perry Johnson.
Well, what a group. Well, I'm Perry Johnson, and I'm a business owner of 81 companies around the world. And I'm going to ask you one simple question. Are Americans better off today than they were 4 years ago? No. In 2019, the median household income in the United States was $4,000 more than it is today. And on an average, things are 20% more expensive. Why? Joe Biden. When you go to the grocery store and you find that things are 30% more, you can thank Joe Biden. When you have to fill up your gas tank and it's 50% more expensive, thank Joe Biden. And when you buy a home and get a mortgage, your payments are almost double what they were 4 years ago. And I know because one of my companies is a mortgage company. Now, what do you say we fire Joe Biden? I live in Michigan, a state with grit in its veins, beautiful Great Lakes, and greatness in its soul. We built the auto industry. We win national championships. Go Blue! But under Joe Biden and Gretchen Whitmer, we can't catch a break. And Michigan isn't alone. Everyone worries about the economy. Do you know that right now 66% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck? I think that stinks. But Biden says things are looking up. Well, the only person looking up is Joe Biden as he stares into space on the debate stage. In 2016, Americans elected Trump to fix Washington. He built the strongest economy in our lifetime. What do you say we give Trump a hand with no inflation? Joe Biden says he can't keep our borders safe. Did Trump keep our borders safe? Yes. Under Trump, we had virtually no inflation for 4 years. That is a fact. Under Trump, family income went up every year. That is a fact. Our borders were secure under Trump. That is a fact. And under Trump, we will have lower prices, affordable American energy, lower taxes, and a better quality of life. What do you say we re-elect Trump? Trump, when I brought quality to the auto industry, it was pivotal in saving the auto industry. And when Trump brings quality to Washington, he will save America. Joe, Carmela, and Gretchen, I have a message for you. Michigan is the state that gave Donald Trump the win in 2016, and Michigan will be the state that sends President Trump back to the White House in 24. President Trump is the toughest president since Teddy Roosevelt. When he was shot, notice, they were carting him his way and his arm was raised because nothing will stop him. Fight. For him, America is always first. He has the heart of a lion, the brain of a genius, and he's done it before. President Trump is ready to save our country, to make America great again. I am ready to do whatever is necessary to get Trump back in the White House. Are you with me? Yes! 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 Trump! 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 Let's do it!
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Wow. Hello. I love you. I love you. I love you, Arizona. You guys are amazing. Wow, this is MAGA energy tonight, guys. Love it. Oh, wow. This room, America, I wish you were in this room with us. This is electric. Hello, America. Welcome, everybody who's watching at home, and welcome everybody in this great arena tonight. We love you all. Actually, wait a minute. I don't mean that. I don't welcome everybody in this meeting, in this room. The guys up in the fake news, frankly, all right, frankly, you guys up there in the fake news have worn out your welcome, right? You've worn it out, guys. You have spent the last 8 years lying about President Donald Trump and his amazing patriotic supporters. Actually, guys, they lie about everything. They've lied about Joe Biden's health, the economy, the laptop, the border. I could go on and on and on. But the really good news is that every day more and more people are turning off the fake news. And they're... That's right. And Americans are waking up to the truth about the disastrous Democrat policies pushed by Joe Biden and his favorite congressman, my opponent, Ruben Gallego. These guys, they're full of bad ideas. Just last week, Ruben Gallego voted to let the millions of people who poured into our country illegally cast a ballot in this upcoming election. Gallego and the Democrats have handed over control of my state, Arizona's border, to the drug cartels. And because of them, criminals and deadly drugs are pouring in, and our children are dying. Our children are getting their hands on these drugs and dying. I'll tell you, the hardest thing I've had to do on the campaign trail is talk to moms and dads who come up to me and tell me that their 19-year-old son has died because of fentanyl poisoning, or their 22-year-old daughter took a half a pill and she's gone. We are losing a generation of young people to this fentanyl crisis, and it's got to stop. The Grand Canyon State has become the fentanyl state, and it's not okay with this mom. I'm not okay with that. I don't think it's okay with that mom. I don't think it's okay with that mom. It doesn't have to be this way. The problems we face are huge. The problems caused by the Democrat Party. But the solutions, guys, they're really simple. First of all, stop the Biden invasion and build the wall. Easy. And while we're building the wall, let's kick Bidenomics to the curb and bring back the Maganomics. Is that okay? I miss the strong Trump economy. And because I'm a mama bear, I want to replace this indoctrination, this psychological abuse they're inflicting on our children with a real, solid, quality education. It's all common sense. The great news is that we can solve these problems, and to be honest, we must solve these problems for the sake of our children, because that's really what this is all about, right? The next generation, the future of our country. I learned something watching, the Nature Channel, that the most dangerous place on planet Earth is between a mama bear and her baby cubs. Right? And that's exactly where the radical left have found themselves, and it's not going to go well for them. Because guess what? They have awoken a sleeping giant. Tens of millions of moms and dads from sea to shining sea, they're going to show up on November 5th, and they're going to be hearing from us on November 5th. That's right. Actually, I can think of one thing more dangerous than a grizzly bear, and it's a middle-aged, fed-up mother in Washington, D.C. And I haven't even started my hot flashes yet, guys. Just wait. Just wait. But seriously, I want every mother and father to know this, that we, the Republican Party, will fight. I will fight, not just for my kids and my daughters over here. Are you over there, Ruby? Wave to me. Wave to Mom. My daughter's over there. I want to fight for, selfishly, I want to fight for my kids, but I want to fight for your kids as well. They deserve a better future. They deserve a better future. But the really good news here, and the fake news the fake news wants us to believe we're 50-50 at each other's throat. They're creating division and anger. Americans are actually much more united than people believe, right? You see it. We see it. We want to make life better, and we want to create an incredible future for this generation and the next generation. And together, when we join together, we will make America safe again, and we will make America great again. God bless all of you here tonight. God bless you, America, and God bless President Donald J. Trump. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Hi.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next senator from Wisconsin, Eric Hovde.
President Trump, Mr. Chairman, and delegates, welcome to Wisconsin. I'm Eric Hovde. I'm proud to be running for the United States Senate from the great state of Wisconsin, where my family has lived for more than 100 years. We're all here today for one reason: to make Americans safer, stronger, and more prosperous. We are blessed to live in the greatest country in human history, America, our home. But America is struggling under Joe Biden. And Senator Baldwin has been a rubber stamp voting with him 95.5% of the time. You can believe that. Biden, with Baldwin's help, has weakened us in every way, making Americans less safe. They've eroded us financially by racking up more debt in the last 3.5 years than our country's first 230 years, fueling massive inflation and leaving families wondering how they're going to pay the bills. They've made us less safe at home with their defund the police movement. And Biden, with his border czar, Vice President Harris, opened our southern border, allowing criminals and terrorists to enter our country. They've emboldened drug cartels to flood our streets with fentanyl, killing over 100,000 Americans every year. It is sad. I've talked to parents that have lost their child to this fentanyl poison. They've made us less safe and secure internationally with their incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan. Our adversaries moved. Putin on Ukraine, Iran through their proxies, Hamas on Israel, and China getting more aggressive every day. Despite all of that, Tammy Baldwin called the Biden administration the most successful in generations. Can you believe that one? I mean, seriously. This shows how detached she is from everyday Wisconsinites. It doesn't have to be this way. Under President Trump, family budgets were more secure. Our border was secure. Our world was secure. Where Biden and Baldwin have failed, President Trump and I will get the job done. Our country has become too divided, though. Instead of putting on just the blue jersey or the red jersey, we need to put on the red, white, and blue jersey and come together as Americans. We need to heal this country from the division that the left has brought. And the media, you have to stop dividing us. If we can come together, we will win Wisconsin. We will restore America. But it's going to take everyone getting involved. Are you ready to go save your country? Are you ready to restore the American dream? Thank you, everyone. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next senator from Ohio, Bernie Moreno.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Bernie Moreno, and I'm honored to stand before you tonight as the Republican nominee for the U.S. Senate from the great state of Ohio. Many years ago, my parents brought me and my siblings to America legally. They left Colombia because they wanted their children to live in a country where they could achieve anything. I will forever be grateful to them. I love America, and I've lived the American dream. I married my best friend, raised a family, built successful businesses, and created thousands of jobs for hardworking Americans. But the American dream that I lived is under attack from Joe Biden and his enablers in the Senate like Sherrod Brown. They have encouraged millions of illegals to invade America. And Joe Biden's border czar, Kamala Harris, and the Democrat Senate have put the welfare of illegals ahead of our own citizens. They've destroyed our border. They destroyed our economy. They've destroyed our standing in the world. And they'll destroy America if we don't stop them. In November, we will fire Biden and Harris, and we will re-elect President Donald J. Trump. I'm so proud that my senator, my friend, JD Vance, will be the next Vice President of the United States. He represents the best of Ohio, the best of America, and will be an incredible leader and defender of President Trump's plan to always put America first. And he won't stop there. Sherrod Brown votes with Biden virtually 100% of the time. I don't know if I agree with my wife 100% of the time. But Sherrod and Joe seem to have a very close relationship. Well, tonight, we've got a message for failed lifelong politicians like Sherrod Brown and Joe Biden. It's time to go home. A vote for Trump and Moreno is a vote to put America first. We will end the invasion at our southern border. We will fix our economy, protect American workers, and rescue America's family from Biden's and Brown's inflation. We will end the wars and deliver peace. I will fight alongside Donald Trump to make America stronger, safer, and more prosperous. Thank you, and may God continue to bless the United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next senator from Michigan, Mike Rogers.
Hello, America. I'm Mike Rogers, candidate for the United States Senate for the great state of Michigan. And I want to give a quick shout out to my fellow Michiganders, the hardest working people in the United States. God bless you right there. I said, because Joe Biden and my liberal opponents' runaway spending, American families have been crushed by inflation. High costs of groceries and gasoline and rent. I was talking to a grocery clerk just recently. She said, I got it when this carts got a little skinny at the beginning of Joe Biden's administration because of high costs. But what breaks my heart is at the end of ringing up an order, they have to reach up and pull something off the counter and put it back in their cart, thanks to the Democrats in Washington, D.C. The most expensive vehicle to operate in Michigan in 2024 is your grocery cart, thanks to the Democrats in Washington, D.C. And while pockets are pinched, Biden is trying to force you to buy an electric vehicle. Better get a long extension cord. Let me be clear. EV mandates will destroy American jobs. EVs require 40% less labor to build than gas cars. And here's the kicker. 85% of the critical minerals needed to build them are processed in China. It is impossible to build an EV without getting into bed with the Communist Party of China. Listen, my opponent even signed an agreement to use taxpayer money to bring a Chinese battery company to Michigan, your taxpayers' money. I'll tell you this, I will never put our children's future at the hands, or the matter of fact, the Michigan auto business in Michigan, in the hands of the Chinese Communist Party, and it's the Republicans that are going to stop them from doing that. I'm committed to keep Americans safe from threats both at home and abroad. As a former Army officer, FBI special agent battling organized crime, and chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, I've seen how dangerous the world can be. But in all my time working to protect America, I have never seen anything like the Biden-Harris open border policy. They are rolling out the red carpet for violent gangs, fentanyl, Chinese spies, individuals on the terrorist watch list. And listen, our adversaries aren't stupid. They know that all they need to do is wait until nap time at the White House to push the limit. Does anyone really believe that another 4 years of Biden, Harris, and the Democrat Senate will make us safer or more prosperous? I certainly don't. And I don't think Michigan does either. Listen, it is long past time that we restore law and order. We make groceries affordable again. We make America respected again. We make America safe again. We flip the United States Senate and elect Donald Trump and make America great again. Thanks. Get fired up. This is the election to do your work. God bless.
Who's ready to retire Joe Biden and border czar Kamala Harris and send her back to California? Who's ready for that? And who's ready to make Donald Trump our 47th president? Are you ready for that? And who's ready to make JD Vance our new vice president? And who's ready to send Chuck Schumer packing? I'm ready. I'm ready. My name is Dave McCormick, and I'm running to be Pennsylvania's next United States Senator, the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And I want to first acknowledge what transpired just a few days ago in my home state, where I witnessed firsthand from a front row seat in Butler President Trump's remarkable strength and resolve in a terrifying and unpredictable moment. The president rose brilliantly to the challenge. But what a sad and frightening day for the families of those who were injured or lost, and for our great country. And we all thank God that President Trump is okay. I'm a seventh-generation Pennsylvanian from the great Keystone State, born and raised. A West Point graduate, a former Army wrestler. I'm a combat veteran of the 82nd Airborne Division. All right, 82nd. And I'm a business leader who helped create hundreds of jobs in Western Pennsylvania. But most important, I'm a dad to 6 daughters, and I'm a husband to the love of my life, Dina, wherever she is. Now my opponent's name is Bob Casey. But you probably don't know him because he does nothing. For 18 years, Bob Casey has been warming a chair and drawing a paycheck. He is a do-nothing, out-of-touch, liberal career politician. And when he votes for Joe Biden's tired old ideas. Casey's been around so long that the #1 song when he was first elected was the Macarena, right? Does everybody remember the Macarena? But sadly, this is no joke, because politics is about choices, and the policies of Biden and Bob Casey are dangerous for Pennsylvania and America. They won't keep us safe. Drugs have poured across the Biden-Harris, Casey wide-open borders, killing 100,000 Americans, including 4,000 Pennsylvanians last year alone. Illegal immigrants have victimized innocent young women who could easily be your daughter or mine. And time again, Casey has voted for pro-criminal judges who have made our streets across Pennsylvania more dangerous. Biden and Casey's failed policies have crushed working families with sky-high prices for gas and groceries and rent, and regulations to kill Pennsylvania natural gas. Under President Trump, America's future was strong and prosperous, and our adversaries feared stepping out of line. My friends, the choice this November is clear. It's a choice between strength and weakness, a choice between America's greatness or its sad, disgraceful decline. This is, my friends, the most important election of our lifetimes. And we deserve a president and a Senate that will go to the mat to fight for America. A president and a Senate that will unite America. And in Pennsylvania, that means voting for Trump and McCormick in November. Thank you all for leading the charge. God bless our United States of America.
Baby Dog.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jim Justice, and I'm from West Virginia. And I absolutely believe with all my soul we've got the greatest people in the world in West Virginia. So if Baby Doll could come on out here. But with that being said, let me just say just this. I've got to tell you just this and tell you this right now. I challenge the media all the time to find something that knows not the truth, and they can't do it because I'm not going to do that. Now, I want you to listen to this and pay really close attention. The bottom line to why we're here, the bottom line to every single thing that's going on in this great country today is one thing. We become totally unhinged if Donald Trump is not elected in November. I want to talk to you tonight about my relationship with President Trump. I want to talk to you about an incredible man. I want to tell you the truth about him and his family. He's tough. He's super smart. He's a business guy. But maybe there's something that you've missed, and that is he genuinely cares. He cares about all of us, every last one of us, and he loves this nation beyond good sense. He has amazing kids. I've hunted and fished with Don Jr. He's an incredible outdoorsman and a really treasured friend. Now imagine this. Eric and I have been so far back in the woods on top of a mountain, and I blew the tire out on the back of my 4x4, and who was under the vehicle right then? Eric Trump. Eric Trump changed the tire. Donald Trump has taught his kids the very best. He's taught them absolutely to respect the military. He's taught them to respect our first responders. He's taught them absolutely to treat our working men and women with love and respect all across this land. Let me tell you just this. I was in the green room with President Trump, and there was a MAGA hat laying there. I picked it up. We had just had our first grandbaby, a boy named JC. JC absolutely was just not old at all. And all of a sudden I asked President Trump if he would sign that hat for our grandbaby JC. He took it. You know what he wrote on it? He wrote, "JC, always work hard." Now let's review. Donald J. Trump, my friend, my close friend. He's tough. He's super smart. He's a business guy. He loves America. He taught his kids the right values, and he's a hard worker. Sure sounds like a leader to me. sure sounds like a president to me. Then ask yourself, why does Donald Trump fight every day for us and continue to take this senseless persecution? Why? And I know the answer. Because we're worth it. Now, Baby Doll's got a prediction for everybody here. And here's the prediction. Baby Dog says we'll retain the House, the majority in the House. We're going to flip the United States Senate. And overwhelmingly, we're going to elect Donald J. Trump and JD Vance in November. And Baby Dog says, what is the reason that she knows why we're going to win? And the answer is one thing: because we're worth it. God bless you. God bless this great country. And God bless Donald J. Trump.
Jim Banks.
Thank you. I don't know about you, but thank God Baby Dog's a Republican. Thank you, fellow Republicans, and thank you to the great state of Indiana for making me your nominee to be the next United States Senator. Only in America could a kid like me, who was born in a trailer park, the son of a factory worker and a nursing home cook, end up here. I'm Jim Banks, and I have lived the American dream, and I'm proud of it. But the biggest difference today between Republicans and Democrats is that we believe America is the greatest country in the history of the world. But they don't. I got to tell you, as an Afghanistan war veteran, I've never been more ashamed than when Joe Biden's disastrous withdrawal left 13 American heroes dead, and then he lied about it. Americans want a president who is proud of their country and who they can be proud of. Joe Biden is an embarrassment. We went from the strongest president of my lifetime in President Trump to the weakest president in history in Joe Biden. We need President Trump back in the White House if we're going to make America great once again. But ladies and gentlemen, he's going to need backup in the United States Senate. This is no time for wimpy Republicans. That's why I'm running. That's why I'm running. We'll start by securing the border. If you came here illegally under Joe Biden, you're going back to where you came from under Donald Trump. My dad was a Union Democrat for most of his life. Today, he's a Trump Republican. Because my dad knows that President Trump will always put American workers first. Trump was the first president of my lifetime to hold China accountable for taking our jobs. He brought manufacturing back to Indiana and boosted wages for hardworking Hoosiers. Ladies and gentlemen, Trump saved the American dream. But if we have Biden for 4 more years, that dream won't be there for my 3 daughters. So we are going to take our country back for them, for your children, for your grandchildren, for every American. My friends, I can't wait for November 5th at 6:01 p.m. Eastern Time, when the great state of Indiana is once again the first state on the board to give our Electoral College votes to the greatest president of my lifetime, my friend, Donald J. Trump. Thank you. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, now please welcome Captain Sam Brown, the next senator from Nevada.
Thank you. I want to start by thanking my God for my life. I want to thank my wife for her strength, for her courage and her support in this race. And back home, I want to thank my children. I do this for many reasons, and you are part of that mission. Tonight, I offer a message of hope, because I know the importance of hope in difficult times. On September, a voice say, "Sir, I've got you." Through the pain and anguish of recovery and the years that followed, I never lost hope. And I stand before you. I stand before you today as a Republican nominee for Senate from the great state of Nevada. America, I served you as a soldier, and I want to serve you again. As a U.S. Senator, I will proudly stand alongside Donald Trump to make America affordable, safe, and strong again. We have a tough fight ahead, but it won't be my first. Nevadans are suffering right now. The unemployment rate in Nevada is nearly 25% higher than the national average. The Biden-Harris economy might be fine for millionaires like Senator Jackie Rosen, but it's terrible for Nevadans struggling with inflation and high prices. Yet Jackie and Joe want to raise your taxes while dodging their own. I'll work with President Trump to cut taxes for working families and end taxes on tips for struggling Nevada service workers. Because life must be affordable for millions, not just millionaires. Finally, look at my face. This is the high cost of war. If Joe Biden stays in office, more service members will pay this price. He has brought our nation humiliation, defeat, and to the brink of more war. I've been through the fire. President Trump has been through the fire. But hope has not been extinguished. It is reignited. And we are more united than ever to save America's future. On November 5th, I ask Nevadans to vote Sam Brown for Senate and Donald Trump for President. Together, we will put America first again. I want to close with those same words I heard on the battlefield that gave me hope. America, I've got you. May God bless President Trump. God bless you. And God bless the United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next senator from Montana, Tim Sheehy.
Hey, Montana, how's it going? Hey, everybody, my name is Tim Sheehy. Those are also my pronouns. I've been a he-she for 38 years, and I can promise you going to elementary school with that name in the 80s was not fun. That is a joke, but it also shows the lunacy we're living with in Joe Biden and John Tester's America. I'm a former Navy SEAL. My wife was a Marine. We both fought in our nation's longest war in Afghanistan. I was wounded there, served hundreds of missions there. We came home to live the American dream in Montana, the great state of Montana, I might add. And we started an aerial firefighting company in our barn. We created hundreds of jobs protecting our public lands and protecting fellow Montanans from devastating wildfires.
I fight wildfires for a living, so take it from me, the world is on fire under Joe Biden. Consider for a minute Biden's disgraceful retreat from Afghanistan, when he let our enemies steal billions of dollars of our equipment and kill 13 brave American service members. To this day, there has been zero accountability, none. And that's why I'm running for the United States Senate in Montana, to bring back accountability to our government and beat John Tester, the liberal Washington politician who votes with Biden and Kamala every single time it matters. And some of you may not know who John Tester is, but John Tester is the deciding vote for Biden's America Last agenda. He's got an F from the NRA. He's voted to open our borders, unleash inflation, and he even put a liberal judge on the Supreme Court who can't even define what a woman is. And even drives a Prius in D.C. Yeah. Priuses don't work in Montana, do they? John Tester doesn't represent Montanans. He's a rubber stamp for Biden's failed presidency and extreme liberal agenda, and it's time to retire them both. And listen, I'm an optimist. You can't jump out of planes at night into enemy territory if you're not. And I truly believe America's future will be in our past. But that future is not given. And we need political outsiders like President Trump to return common sense to our nation. And what Montanans think is common sense is pretty simple. It's not complicated. They want a secure border, safe streets, cheap gas. Cops are good, criminals are bad, boys are boys, girls are girls. And I'm ready to retire John Tester and take back the United States Senate. And I'm ready to join you in sending President Donald J. Trump back to the White House. Let's save America. We've got a lot of work to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next senator from Virginia, Hung Cao.
That's the last sound my parents heard when their fathers were taken away in the middle of the night, and they never saw them again. That's my family's real-life story. We escaped from Vietnam just days before Saigon fell to the communists. We were given a new life in the most generous country on earth. My name's Hung Cao, and America saved my life. I grabbed onto the American dream. I graduated from the United States Naval Academy, but I paid back every dime of that American dream with 25 years of service in Navy Special Operations. I saw combat in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Somalia. I retired as captain of the United States Navy, and now I stand before you as a Republican nominee for the United States Senate in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Only in America, ladies and gentlemen, only in America. But we're losing our country. Under Joe Biden, millions of illegal aliens flood our borders. They fly Hamas flags on our campuses, and they shout death to America. As an immigrant to this great country, let me be very clear to everyone who comes here. Don't ask for the American dream if you're not with the American culture. Hillary's running mate, Senator Tim Kaine. Kaine is a weak man in a dangerous world. We only have one thing in common. The American taxpayer signed our paychecks for 30 years. Except Kaine is a career politician with millions of dollars to show for it. I've been a warrior with scars to prove it, and I'm damn proud of it. In November, the left will vote for the hatred of one man. We will vote for love. Love of God, love of family, and love for the greatest nation on earth. And Virginia will elect me and President Trump, and together we will save America. My name is Hung Cao. I'm the next senator from the Commonwealth of Virginia, and I'm not done fighting for us. May God bless you, may God bless President Trump, and may God bless the United States of America.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome United States Senator Rick Scott of Florida.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can tell I'm from the great state of Florida. Well, the Democrats couldn't stop him. The media couldn't stop him. The liberal judges couldn't stop him. A bullet from a madman couldn't stop him. Can anything stop Donald Trump from becoming the next president and making America great again? I've known Donald since before each of us ran for office, and it's an honor to be here to do everything I can to get him reelected back in the White House where he should belong every day going forward. Now, like all of you, I'm blessed. I was born to a single mom. I grew up in public housing. I started working at the age of 7. I enlisted in the U.S. Navy at the age of 18. Go Navy. But only because I grew up in America, I was able, like many of you, to come from absolutely nothing to build one of the biggest companies in the world, be the 45th governor of Florida, a U.S. senator, where we have to fight every day to stop the radical Democrats from absolutely destroying our great country. They will lose, we will win. USA, USA. We will win. Now, let me tell you about a dream I had recently. I had a dream and I did some time traveling. I traveled into the future to an imaginary world where actually Joe Biden got reelected. Yeah. So, remember the Christmas Carol, The Ghost of Christmas Past? Well, in my dream, I met the ghost of Biden's future. So I got to see a Biden second term. Now, it wasn't a dream, it was a nightmare. Mortgage rates skyrocketed to 15%. Only rich people could buy groceries. Gas was $10 a gallon. In my nightmare, Biden and the Democrats erased our southern border and flew so many illegals into our country that the Mexican cartel started getting frequent flyer miles. It was easy for Democrats to rig the elections. They simply allowed all the non-citizens to vote. America did nothing to protect Israel from terrorists or to stop China from invading Taiwan. Now, do any of you think this is far-fetched? No. If you do, you haven't been following it. Biden and the Democrats are doing everything they can to tear down this great country and rebuild it in their woke, radical image. Their dream's not new. It's an old, evil idea that has failed every time it's been tried. It's called socialism. And Donald J. Trump will not let socialism happen in this country. Think about it. Under Trump, we had a booming economy. We weren't at war. Our enemies feared us. Our allies respected us. We had a secure border. Inflation and mortgage rates were low. And families had money in the bank. Donald Trump has given up a lot for this country. His family's been slandered. He's been impeached, censored, treated as a criminal, all because he never backs down. This week, he's shown the courage all of us should display as we rally around him to rescue our great country. So, let's fight, 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 and make sure Donald Trump gets reelected. Have a great night. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Congressman Jeff Van Drew of New Jersey.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. My name is Jeff Van Drew. Tonight I want to tell you my story. I am a proud Republican, but I haven't always been a Republican. I was elected to several offices in South Jersey and eventually was sent to the United States Congress, all of them as a conservative Democrat. Along the way, I noticed that I didn't like what the Democrats had become as a party. But more importantly, I didn't like what the Democratic Party was doing to our great United States of America. To the independents, and especially to the forgotten Democrats out there, for a moment I want to speak to you. I know how you feel tonight, because that's how I felt back in 2019. You feel like your party has left you behind, because it has. You feel like your party doesn't care about American workers and American working families, because it doesn't. And you are worried that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are hurting our country, because they are. I felt the same way. So after being a Democrat to vote against impeaching Donald Trump, I took a long walk with my chief of staff. I remember saying to her that perhaps my time in elected office was done. And you know what? I was okay with that. There was no way I could be a Democrat anymore. But then, I received a call from the White House. President Trump asked me to meet with him. We spoke about family, faith, freedom, and friendship. He has been my good friend ever since that day. He said that I should be a Republican. I said, Mr. President, I will be a Republican. He said he would stick by me, and he always, always has. Ladies and gentlemen, after the tragic shooting last Saturday, we need to come together. All of us, Republicans, Democrats, and independents, we need to be the shining city on the hill, a nation that empowers us to do extraordinary things. We will conquer new challenges. We will reach new heights. And we will blaze new trails of greatness. We will make America great again. And we will elect Donald Trump this November. Now, I have a question for you, and I'll give you the answer. The answer is yes, but we want to hear your answer from the East Coast to the West Coast and around the world. Can you do this? Will we win in November? Will we win in November? God bless you. God bless Donald Trump. And God bless the greatest country that ever existed on the face of the earth, the United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the chair of the United States House of Representatives Republican Conference, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik of New York.
Good evening, Milwaukee. We always say that this is the most important election in our lifetime, but we know deep down this one truly is. Our Constitution and the soul of our very nation are on the ballot. Under Joe Biden, the American people have suffered crisis after crisis. From the Biden border, the most wide-open border in our nation's history, to Bidenflation, the highest rate of inflation in my lifetime, devastating hardworking families with skyrocketing prices for groceries, gas, and utilities. To Biden's violent crime crisis, fueled by Democrats' pro-criminal sanctuary cities and defund the police policies like we have seen in my home state of New York. All while corrupt Democrat prosecutors and judges wage illegal and unconstitutional lawfare against President Trump in an effort to do Joe Biden's political bidding. And around the world, the feckless and failed Joe Biden has caused chaos, weakening our national security. From the catastrophic withdrawal from Afghanistan, to Putin's invasion of Ukraine, to Hamas's terrorist attack against our most precious ally, Israel. And let me ask you a question. What has been the response from the radical left on our college campuses? Vile anti-Semitism, chanting death to Israel, death to Jews, death to America. This is Joe Biden's Democrat Party. Who saw that congressional hearing with the college presidents of so-called elite universities? Oh, wait, They are former presidents. You know, I asked one simple question at that hearing. It was not a political question. It was a moral question, and that was this. Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate your university's code of conduct? And one after the other said it depends on the context. Let me tell you, America knows it does not depend on the context. President Trump will bring back moral leadership to the White House, condemning anti-Semitism and standing strong with Israel and the Jewish people. President Trump will once again deliver the most secure border in our nation's history and unleash the American economy. And he will bring peace through strength as Commander-in-Chief, standing with our allies and causing our enemies to fear us. President Trump has done it before, and he will do it again. This November, we are counting on you, we the people, to save America by electing President Donald J. Trump. It is clear for the whole world to see nothing, absolutely nothing will stop President Trump from standing and fighting for our great country. And I have been proud to always stand in the breach during the toughest moments for President Trump, from leading the charge against illegal impeachments, to standing for election integrity, to unifying House Republicans, to proudly being the first member of Congress to endorse him for re-election. And as we embark on the difficult path ahead to save America, call upon Galatians 6:9. And let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. We the people will never give up on President Trump, and we will never give up on the United States of America. God bless you, God bless President Donald J. Trump, and God bless the United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Majority Whip of the United States House of Representatives, Congressman Tom Emmer of Minnesota.
How about that, Stefanik? Thank you. Thank you. I'm Tom Emmer, a proud American and a proud Minnesotan and the Majority Whip in the United States House of Representatives. In 2022, Americans elected our House Republican majority to stop the Biden-Harris agenda. In spite of having one of the smallest majorities in history, House Republicans have held the line. We fought back against the Democrats' reckless spending that imposed record-breaking inflation on the hardworking Americans. We passed bills such as the Lower Energy Costs Act and the Rein in Inflation Act to counteract Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's failed economic agenda and to restore some fiscal sanity to Washington. We ended the vaccine mandate in our military. We passed over a dozen bills gutting specific Biden-Harris regulations. We passed the Parents' Bill of Rights. We investigated the Chinese Communist Party. We stopped the D.C. crime bill that would have made our nation's capital simply too dangerous to visit. And we passed the strongest border security bill in decades. Get ready, because when we grow our majority, when we flip and when we send President Donald J. Trump back to the White House, we won't just be holding the line anymore, we'll be moving forward. We will turn America First principles into law.
I know firsthand that Minnesotans can't afford 4 more years of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. That's right. Which is why I'm confident that we will make history this November when we turn Minnesota red for the first time in 50 years. The Democrats' disastrous record on crime, trade, and regulation has ruined the lives of countless Minnesotans. When Minneapolis was in flames and businesses were in ruins, Kamala Harris encouraged and enabled the criminals and the rioters. Oh, it gets worse. She even promoted a fund to release the criminals from jail. It doesn't get reported much in our media, but one criminal Kamala Harris freed in Minneapolis went on to murder a man in St. Paul, Minnesota. Donald Trump stands with the people and the police, our men and women in blue, not with the criminals and the rioters. Donald Trump also fought for Minnesota workers and farmers, fighting back against Chinese trade abuses, ending NAFTA, and replacing it with the USMCA. Joe Biden voted for NAFTA and China's entry into the WTO, devastating Minnesota's economy. And Kamala Harris, she opposed tariffs on China. Of course, when they aren't outsourcing our jobs through bad trade deals, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are destroying them through taxes and regulation. They are America last. But next year, Donald Trump, with the support of Trump majorities in the House and Senate, will put America first again. Thank you. And I'm confident that together we are going to make America great again. God bless you. May God continue to bless Donald Trump and his family, and God bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Majority Leader of the United States House of Representatives, Congressman Steve Scalise of Louisiana.
God bless each and every one of you. I'm House Majority Leader Steve Scalise from the great state of Louisiana. Now, I was born in New Orleans, so I've seen some crazy things in my time. But New Orleans has nothing on Washington, D.C. these past 4 years. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have spent your tax dollars trashing America's finances in ways no sane or sober-minded person ever would. Let's talk energy. They've eroded the American energy dominance that President Trump delivered. Joe Biden approved the Nord Stream pipeline for Russia, but he killed the Keystone pipeline here at home. Thousands of American jobs gone. It doesn't end there. Biden let Iran and Venezuela export their oil, but he stopped liquefied natural gas exports here in America. President Biden's not done. President Biden waived taxes on Chinese solar panels, but he raised taxes on Americans. When we elect Donald Trump as our next president and expand our Republican House majority, we will end the Democrats' assault on American energy once and for all. Now let's look at taxes. Biden and Harris want a $5 trillion tax hike. In our first 100 days, President Trump and a Republican majority will make the Trump tax cuts permanent. And yes, we will end taxes on tips and deliver and deliver another tax cut for working families. On the border, Biden and Harris opened it up to the entire world. Prisons are being emptied. President Trump and a Republican majority will repass H.R. 2, the strongest border security bill in decades. We will lock down the border, and yes, we will finish building the wall. On voting, our most sacred right as citizens, voting. Biden and Harris want illegals to vote now that they've opened up the border. Republicans will repass the SAVE Act to block illegal aliens from voting in our elections. On foreign policy, Biden and Harris brought us weakness and war. President Trump and a Republican majority will begin rebuilding our military and will end the woke indoctrination in its ranks. We will restore American power and peace. On education, Biden and Harris opposed school choice. They actually investigated parents at school boards. President Trump and a Republican majority will pass legislation expanding school choice and will repass the Parents' Bill of Rights. Parents should be free to choose what their children are taught and where. Now, lastly, I need to say something about Saturday's attempt on President Trump's life.
Good evening, my friends. What an amazing to unite our party and to send President Donald Trump back to the White House. That's what we're going to do. But we're not just uniting as Republicans. We're uniting today as Americans in the wake of the assassination attempt on the life of President Trump. Everyone hear me clearly and listen to me at home and make no mistake. The House is conducting an immediate and thorough investigation of these tragic events. And that work has already begun. The American people deserve to know the truth, and we will ensure accountability. I promise you that. I promise you that. This has always been an important principle to us. We in the Republican Party are the law and order team. We always have been, and we always will be, the advocates for the rule of law. And we all know that that principle, as well as many others, is in serious jeopardy today. See, we've come to a moment in America where the basic things that we once took for granted are being openly challenged like never before. My friends, we are no longer just in a battle between two opposing political parties. We are, but it's not just ours versus these anymore. We're now in the midst of a struggle between two completely different visions of who we are as Americans and what our country will be. The Republican Party stands for the foundational truths that made America the greatest nation in the history of the world. We are the most free, the most powerful, the most benevolent nation that has ever been. It's not even close. It's not even close. But we have no guarantee that this grand experiment in self-governance can endure unless we respond to the call to keep it. 248 years ago, we boldly proclaimed in our Declaration that all men are created equal, not born equal, created equal, and that we're endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. See, we understand that our rights do not come from government, they come from God. There's another thing that we recognize. We recognize that we are made in His image. And because of that, every single person has inestimable dignity and value. And your value is not related in any way to the color of your skin, what zip code you live in, where you come from, what your talents are, or what you can contribute to society. Your value is inherent because it is given to you by your Creator. That's what we stand for. I speak a lot about what I call the 7 core principles of American conservatism. What do we stand for as Republicans, they want to know? I think it boils down to a few things: individual freedom, limited government, the rule of law, peace through strength, fiscal responsibility, free markets, and human dignity. Indeed, those are the 7 core principles of American conservatism, but they're actually the core principles of our republic itself. And while they resonate in our hearts and in the hearts of most Americans, listen to me, the radical, woke, progressive left has disdain for those principles, all right? They have a very different vision for what America should become. They want to tear down those foundations and remold us into some sort of borderless, lawless, Marxist, socialist utopia. We're here to say, not on our watch. We will not allow that to happen. It was just 3 weeks ago that Kelly and I dropped off our oldest son at the Naval Academy. That's right. In 4 years, he'll graduate, and he'll join the 1.3 million active duty service members who bravely defend our country. We're so proud of Jack and all our children, but like most parents today, we're concerned about their future. America can't risk 4 more years of Joe Biden's weakness that has invited so much aggression by our enemies. We can't survive the dramatic increases in violence, crime, and drugs. We're in a fateful battle of ideas, my friends, and we have to recognize that. But in this battle, and in November, the American people will reject the party of self-destruction, and they will elect the party of peace and prosperity and opportunity. The GOP will grow our House majority, we will take back the Senate, and we will return Donald J. Trump to the White House. Standing arm in arm, we will make America safe again. Listen, we reach out tonight to everyone watching at home. We invite all Americans who believe in the promise of our great nation to join us in this fateful battle. We can and we will reverse this current decline. We can restore our founding principles, and we can preserve this exceptional nation that God has entrusted to us and what Abraham Lincoln referred to as the last best hope of man on the earth. Thank you so much. God bless you, God bless our troops, and God bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, now please welcome businessman Vivek Ramaswamy of Ohio.
Love it. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the warm welcome. It's good to be back in Milwaukee. This time last year, I was a candidate for U.S. president, and I'm proud to say that I achieved the impossible, which is that most of you actually know how to say my name by now. So thank you for that. It's good to be back. We're in the middle of a national identity crisis right now. Faith, patriotism, hard work, and family have disappeared, only to be replaced by race, gender, sexuality, and climate. But we're not going to win this election just by criticizing the other side. We're going to win this by standing for our own vision of who we really are. What does it mean to be a Republican in the year 2024? What does it mean to be an American in the year 2024? It means we believe in the ideals of 1776. It means we believe in merit, that you get ahead in this country, not on the color of your skin, but on the content of your character and your contributions. It means we believe in the rule of law, and I say this as the kid of legal immigrants to this country. That means your first act of entering this country cannot break the law. That is why we will seal the southern border on day one. It means the people who elect to run the government ought to be the ones who actually run the government, not unelected bureaucrats in the deep state. These are not black ideas or white ideas. They are not even Democrat ideas or Republican ideas. They are American ideas that we fought a revolution to secure. And the man who will revive these ideals in the United States of America is your next president, the 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. If you want to seal the border, vote Trump. If you want to restore law and order in this country, vote Trump.
If you want to reignite the one the media won't talk about, but it's the truth. Donald Trump is the president who will actually unite this country. Not through empty words. Our message to black Americans is this. The media has tried to convince you for decades that Republicans don't care about your communities, but we do. We want for you what we want for every American. Safe neighborhoods, clean streets, good jobs, a better life for your children, and a justice system that treats everyone equally, regardless of your skin color and regardless of your political beliefs. Our message to every legal immigrant in this country is this. You're like my parents. You deserve the opportunity to secure a better life for your children in America. But our message to illegal immigrants is also this. We will return you to your country of origin, not because you're all bad people, but because you broke the law. And the United States of America was founded rule of law. Of law. Putting up our national debt that falls on our generation's shoulders. On us that if we took out college loans, we'd somehow get a head start on the American dream. And our message to Gen Z is fear infection. In this country, America we miss. We do not have to be ancient Rome like hell and still get together at the dinner table at the end of it. That is the America I know. That is the America we miss. We do not have to be ancient Rome. We don't have to be this nation in decline. We can still be a nation in our ascent. A nation whose best days, not in some fake politician way, but in a true way, a nation whose best days are actually still ahead of us. Still on our way to that shining city on a hill, that country where no matter who you are, or where your parents came from, or what your skin color is, or how long your last name is, that you will still get ahead in this country with your own hard work, your own commitment, your own dedication, and that you know what? You are free to speak your mind at every step of the way. That is the American dream. That is what won us the American Revolution. That is what reunited us after the Civil War. That is what won us 2 world wars and the Cold War. That is what still gives hope to the free world. And if we can revive that dream over group identity and victimhood and grievance, then nobody in the world, not a nation, not a corporation, not a virus, not China, is going to defeat us. That is what American exceptionalism is all about. And that is what we will revive this November when we send Donald J. Trump back to the White House. Thank you all. God bless you and your families. And may God bless our United States of America. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome American icon, singer-songwriter Lee Greenwood.
726-00019 and 726-01019. These may be just numbers to you, but to me, they're my whole heart. These numbers are my parents' identification numbers in our federal prison system. My name is Savannah Chrisley, and you may have seen my family on TV, but for the past decade, we've been consumed with a different kind of drama. My family was persecuted by rogue prosecutors in Fulton County due to our public profile. I know, Fulton County, they know how to do it, don't they? Due to our public profile and conservative beliefs. They accused my parents of fraud when really we were defrauded by a dishonest business partner who, let's not forget, the government gave full immunity to. We suffered warrantless raids and harassment. One of the officials even had my father's face on a dartboard in his office. My parents were sentenced to a combined 19 years. I know. And let me tell you, I got custody of my brother and sister, 10 and 16 at the time. And you don't know heartache until you look two children in the eyes and say, I don't know when mom and dad are coming home. I'll never forget what the prosecutor said in the most heavily Democrat county in the state before an Obama-appointed judge. He called us the Trumps of the South. Yeah, hey, it's fun. He meant it as an insult, but let me tell you, boy, do I wear it as a badge of honor. We live in a nation founded on freedom, liberty, and justice for all. Justice, it's supposed to be blind, but today we have a two-faced justice system. Just look at what they're doing to President Trump. All while, let's face it, Hunter Biden is roaming around free and attending classified meetings. Oh, and let's face it, look at what they're doing to countless Christians and conservatives that the government has labeled extremist or even worse. Meanwhile, the Democrats are releasing actual violent offenders who have hurt innocent people. A lawyer of mine, Brett Tolman, who's a former U.S. attorney, he told me about a plaque that hangs in the Department of Justice, and it reads, "The hallmark of fairness in the administration of justice is consistency. The only thing consistent about Democrat justice is how they consistently punish their enemies. That's not justice. Look at what they've done to Steve Bannon. I mean, the man should be at home." Proverbs 24:16 says, "For though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again. But the wicked stumble when calamity strikes." It's about time we start seeing people stumble. We need to rise above the persecution. We need to hold rogue prosecutors accountable. There should be no immunity. We need to expose the Democrats' corruption, and better yet, the Biden family's corruption. And guess what? I know just the man for that job. Donald J. Trump has only one conviction that matters, and that is his conviction to make America great again. Thank you, and God bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, the mayor of Dallas, Texas, Eric Johnson.
I said no. Folks, I grew up in high crime neighborhoods. What we wanted was more and better policing, not less. As mayor, I knew we needed to increase support for our police department and prioritize violent crime reduction. I'd been a Democrat my entire life, albeit a conservative one. But when those activists tried to scare my kids, my fellow Democrats were silent. It was Republicans who offered their support both privately and publicly. Party affiliation didn't matter. They cared about doing what was right. Today, I'm the proud Republican mayor of Dallas, Texas. The largest city in the United States led by a Republican. I wanted to say I didn't leave the Democrat Party because they left me first, but the truth is, on matters of public safety, the Democrats were never actually there for me, for Dallas families, or for the American people. With their words and their actions, and sometimes with their silence and their inaction, Democrats in power demonstrate they don't care about stopping the killers or the thieves who terrorize black and brown communities. They don't care about securing our border. And they don't care about dangerous homeless encampments. No, the heart of today's woke Democrat Party is with the criminals, not with their victims. Democrats are good at using safe words, but terrible at building safe neighborhoods and safe cities. But there is a better way. Dallas bucked national trends and achieved a remarkable 3 straight years of violent crime reduction. Today, Dallas is viewed as America's safest large city, and Republicans lead 11 of the top 15 safest cities. And that's because Republicans won't be silent about public safety. Folks, let's make our city safe again by supporting Republicans who will stand up and fight for our safety. That's my focus as chairman of the Republican Mayors Association. And you know what else? Together, let's make America safe again by retiring Joe Biden and electing Donald J. Trump. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vice Presidential nominee, Senator
God bless Donald J. Trump. And let me start by giving thanks to God Almighty for protecting President Trump. And for turning his head on Saturday as the shot was fired. Together we lift up in prayer all of our leaders for protection. And our prayers are in particular with the family of Fire Chief Corey Comparatore and the others injured on Saturday. Never before has an election mattered so much. We are facing an invasion on our southern border. Not figuratively, a literal invasion. 11.5 million people have crossed our border illegally under Joe Biden. Look around you. This arena holds about 18,000 souls. Now imagine 639 arenas just like this, filled to the brim. That is 11.5 million people, larger than all but 8 states in the nation. But the numbers don't show us the true price that our country is paying. Every day, Americans are dying. Murdered, assaulted, raped by illegal immigrants that the Democrats have released. Teenage girls and boys wearing colored wristbands are being sold into a life of sex slavery. This is evil and it's wrong. And it is happening every damn day. Think of Kate Steinle. She was 32, walking with her father on a San Francisco pier when a bullet tore through her heart. The man who fired that gun, he'd been deported 5 times. Every damn day. Think of Laken Riley. Just 22 years old, a nursing student with dreams of healing others. She went for a jog and never came home. Her life taken by someone who should have never been here. Every damn day. Or Rachel Marin, a beautiful mother of 5, raped and murdered in suburban Maryland by an illegal immigrant the Democrats released. Every damn day. Or Jocelyn Nungary, only 12 years old. It was just 1 month ago today that she was brutally raped and murdered in Houston by 2 men who were supposed to be detained and monitored, but instead released and allowed to roam free. Every damn day. These aren't just stories or statistics. They're our daughters, our sisters, our friends. The families don't care about the empty numbers. They care about the empty chairs at the dinner table, about the voices they'll never hear again, about the laughter lost, and about the dreams that will never be fulfilled. I've sat with these families in living rooms where the silence is so loud that it hurts, where photo albums are opened with trembling hands. How did we get here? It happened because Democrats cynically decided they wanted votes from illegals more than they wanted to protect our children. Today, as a result of Joe Biden's presidency, your family is less safe. Your children are less safe. The country is less safe. But here's the good news. We can fix it. And when Donald Trump is president, we will fix it. We know this because he's done it before. I know this because I worked hand in hand with President Trump to secure our border, and we achieved the lowest rate of illegal immigration in 45 years. It's real simple. He's done it before, and he'll do it again. So tonight, I speak for Kate and Laken and Rachel. Tonight, I speak for Jocelyn. And let us go forward together and keep our sacred oath to defend the Constitution and to protect the American people. Let us secure our borders, enforce our laws, protect our children, and restore the future. Because when we do that, when we remember who we are and who we love, and we act to protect them, then and only then will we truly make America great again. Thank you. God bless Texas, and God bless the United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome former law enforcement officer Randy Sutton.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Hello, America. My name is Randy Sutton, a police lieutenant. I was a police officer for 34 years. I was one of the most highly decorated officers in the history of my department. And then I founded the Wounded Blue, an organization dedicated to helping injured and disabled law enforcement officers. I've dedicated my life to law enforcement. And I'm here to tell you one thing, America. Donald Trump is the best friend we will ever have. Ladies and gentlemen, we're experiencing a plague of crime across America. The endless tsunami of illegal aliens, no consequences for violent crime, the abuse of our criminal justice system. It's all made America more dangerous than ever before. Police are the thin blue line between criminal predators and their victims.
Donald Trump and Republicans stand that line with our police. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, well, they stand with the criminals. The last few years have been devastating for our police. The war on cops is very real, and it's getting Americans killed. Last year alone, more than 70,000 law enforcement officers were physically assaulted. They were shot, they were stabbed, they were beaten, they were hit with bricks, and in the last 5 years, 1,834 made the ultimate sacrifice and gave their lives in the line of duty. But all of this will end on the day we elect Donald J. Trump president. But my friends, it's not just the physical violence. It's the relentless effort to divide the people from the police. This is about the soul of America. Make no mistakes. If the radical left succeeds in defunding and destroying policing as we know it, they will break apart the cornerstone of our system, law and order. Well, amazing. Thank you. But I'm going to tell you, there's one man that these pro-criminal, anti-police extremists fear most. And that is the once and future president of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Before I finish my remarks, I want to do one thing, and that is salute our president. America, I make this promise. Our police will never waver from their mission to serve and protect, even at the risk of their own lives. But they need a true leader who will have their backs. Donald J. Trump is that leader. Thank you. May God bless you. May God bless those that walk the line. And may God bless America.
From the very first day that we take back the White House from crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country, I believe that we're going to have 4 of the greatest years in the history of our country. I will once and for all secure our elections. We're going to go to paper ballots. We're going to have same-day voting, voter ID. We're going to do it properly. We're going to have good, secure, beautiful elections. We never want what happened in 2020 to happen again. But until then, Republicans must win. And we must use every appropriate tool available to beat the Democrats. They are destroying our country. Whether you vote early, absentee, by mail, or in person, we are going to protect the vote. That's the most important thing we have to do, is protect the vote. Keep your eyes open, because these people want to cheat, and they do cheat. And frankly, it's the only thing they do well. We will make sure your ballot is secure and your voice is heard. Many Republicans like to vote on Election Day, and we must swamp the radical Democrats with massive turnout on Tuesday, November 5th. The way you win is to swamp them. If we swamp them, They can't cheat. It just doesn't work out. But if you can't make it, you need to make a plan, register, and vote any way possible. We got to get your vote. So with your vote, we will win a victory the likes of which no one has ever seen before. We will evict crooked Joe Biden from the White House, and we will take back our country on November 5th, 2024, the most important day in the history of our country. That's what it's going to go down as. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Iowa Attorney General Brenna Bird.
Good evening, Milwaukee. My name is Brenna Bird, and I am the Attorney General of the great state of Iowa. A few years ago, I was a local prosecutor locking up bad guys. But in 2022, I ran for Attorney General and beat the incumbent Democrat who was first elected when I was just 2 years old. We won because Iowans were ready for an Attorney General who would protect them, not the criminals. An Attorney General who would stand up to Joe Biden and the radical Democrats. And an Attorney General who would defend our constitutional freedoms. But perhaps more than anything, Iowa voters wanted an Attorney General who would back the blue. Unfortunately, Democrats like Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have made life miserable for law enforcement. They treat police like criminals, and criminals like victims. And tragically, many crime victims feel abandoned by a justice system that doesn't seem to put their interests first. They deserve better than what these defund the police Democrats deliver. Yet the radical left believes in handouts, not handcuffs. Democrats like Harris use words like reimagine the police. They're probably imagining more DEI programs for the police. Harris even said that putting more cops on the street wouldn't make communities safer. American families disagree. Never forget, the Democratic Party is the party of defunding the police. They said it, they mean it, and they can't wiggle out of it. Republicans get justice for victims, and we put criminals where they belong, in jail. That's why we need to elect President Donald J. Trump. President Trump knows that keeping Americans safe isn't a 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. job. And rank and file cops know that President Trump, he has their back. It touched our hearts when earlier this year, President Trump attended the wake of a fallen New York City police officer. We all owe heroes like Officer Jonathan Diller a debt we can never repay. President Trump knows this, and he shows his gratitude. Joe Biden was also in New York City that day, but instead of honoring our heroes, he attended a glitzy fundraiser with Barack Obama and Bill Clinton. None of them went to pay their respects. That day, we saw Democrat priorities, and we saw Donald Trump's priorities, and we saw that Trump's values are our values.